these farmers, they're screwed over by both political parties. They need our help. They need our help. America's farmers don't get enough love. So buy local. Don't buy from the mass conglomerations of large factories. Buy from your local farm. And buy from your local farm. And buy from your local farm. Yeah, my singing may be off key, but we need to help these farmers be financially free. Cause 75% of dairy farms since 1975 are no longer alive because of the corporate greed and the lack of support for your local neighbor that's raising these chickens and cows and wow, I don't know why we have to even do this. We should be taking care of American farmers. So donate to the Farm Aid today. All your contributions will go towards helping these people that are in dire trouble. If you get donate to Farm Aid today. Help America's farmers. They need our help, folks.
What up? What up? It's your boy Conserviz 34. Thank you guys for joining me, and I appreciate you guys coming in a little earlier tonight. So Dave and Tim, Farm Aid 2022. As always, they can't go wrong with Farm Aid. They can't go wrong with Farm Aid or any show they play. I love Dave and Tim. Let's pull up the set list here. Obviously, very brief. I've seen them 2 of the last 4 in-person Farm Aids. 2020 was on the road at home. Saw them in 2018. Hartford changed my life. Learned a lot about America's farmers and the struggle they go through. Saw them in 2021. They came back to Hartford. And again, just another great experience, supporting a great cause and listening to great music and learning more about America's farmers at this point, right after the pandemic, seeing what some of the things the pandemic did to them. So this is the set. There's still going on right now. I strongly recommend you guys go to the Farm Aid website. And I'm going to put a link here in the chat for you guys to donate. Don't give it to me. Give it directly to Farm Aid. And here, I'll put this in the chat. This is going to be the link to donate. Tyler, nice to see you on. Craig from the UK. Connor's on from suburban Chicago. Billy Westham, great to see you as well. Full band. The full band is great. I love the full band. I go and see the full band a lot. But the full band has changed over time. Been going to shows for 10 years, a fan for 17 years, since 05. Getting mixed CD trades from the LimeWire era. And I will never see certain things because I started 10 years ago. I will never see the full band play the way they played when Leroy Moore was alive. I will never see the full band really be in the prime with a violin. I will never see Central Park 03. I will never see the 2000 tour in person. I will never experience what it's like to see Dave in the band in smaller clubs. There are some things that are out of reach for the full band. But with Dave and Tim, that does not matter. And I can still feel as people felt in the 90s in 2022 with better tuned guitars and overall just better guitars on Dave's end. Tim has always had some solid guitars, So has Dave in the last, 20 years. But before that, he was out of tune a little bit here and there. And sometimes he didn't have a guitar tech to tune for him. And he alludes to that every now and then. He alluded that to tonight that, yeah, I used to be able to tune my guitar. And when he did touch me, sometimes it was out of tune. So what makes Dave and Tim shows like tonight and the show I will be at tomorrow, Sound on Sound great, is you are experiencing the same acoustic percussive greatness that Dave and Tim exhibited back in the day. You're not really missing much, and they've gotten wiser and smarter and gained more chemistry as they've gotten along in age. Now, yes, you have some legendary set lists over the years: Radio City, Vegas Run, of course, the Iowa show that became um, really the first introduction of Dave and Tim on the mainstream level, live at Luther College. But no, but you can experience this band now. And what is even better, you can go to Mexico and experience things that have never been done in the history of DMB. You can get things like Trouble and Dodo, and you can get a violinist come on in 2020, along with a couple other instruments as well that didn't come on with the band in the or Dave and Tim in the 90s. You can go to the SPAC 2017 run, which I went to. Night one was amazing. I wasn't at night two, but that was also amazing, and really get some unique things. Dave and Tim at to me one of the best sounding amphitheaters in the world. That didn't happen in the 90s. So tonight, for a great cause, which I strongly recommend everyone to donate to or consider donating to if you don't have the money now and you end up coming on some extra money you want to be charitable with. I know times are tough. Grocery bills are high. Gas is lower, but still costly compared to a couple years ago. Rent is high. Taxes are high. Morale can be low, but these farmers don't get the support. They don't get the support that they need by any political party. As I mentioned in the intro video, they are overlooked by a lot of Americans. We take for granted fresh farm food. We also have urban areas in this country, lower income urban areas that do not have access to fresh farm food or farm land due to gentrification and the overbuilding of concrete jungles. We have farmers that need this support, need this help. We have farmers that are going through depression and suicide, some that have taken their own life so that their family can get some sort of payout, or somehow they don't have to worry about that person and the cost to help them through some illnesses, which I heard about in 2019, a farm here in Connecticut. One of the farmers took his life. So this is a serious thing. But Dave and Tim and their music bring hope, and they also bring awareness to this cause. Let's look at the set. Save Me started this thing off. Very common play for Dave and Tim over the years at Farm Aid. And from the jump, you get the appreciation of the rock bridge guitar. There is a great sound to that rock bridge when there aren't horns, there's not electric guitar, and there's not other instruments impeding the full sound of that rock bridge. And I love the full band, but I love hearing Dave's guitar. I love when you can appreciate the parts Dave is playing because it's just Dave and Tim. Don't Drink the Water, a prime example of a song I do not like with the full band in 2022. Too fast. Jeff's horn is too aggressive. The Tim C DC harmonics have gotten better, but still too loud with the electric guitar. And there are no dynamical buildups. But the campfire version of this song, Dave and Tim, to me, reigns supreme in this era of DMB and Dave and Tim. It's perfect. It's amazing. It's a totally different vibe. What is a bathroom break song for me personally with the full band, because of what I seek from the full band, many people like it live, I don't, is a masterpiece with Dave and Tim. Tim on the acoustic does not impede on Dave's playing. We get up. I thought it was going to be Stay or Leave or maybe Come Tomorrow. He has played Come Tomorrow at Farm Aid, but he plays out. Like, oh, okay. And another just great song, Dave and Tim. Great message from Some Devil. Got 3 Some Devil songs in the entire set. Save Me, Oh, and So Damn Lucky. So Damn Lucky comes on. Another great song. Rab went live, so he was a little bit ahead of the YouTube stream. Shout out to Robert Stevenson, who is doing big things. Big things. This is the Rob Stevenson weekend. Okay, so today he has Chris Stapleton and Dave Matthews, 2 people he worked with vocally. Tomorrow, Sound on Sound CT here in Fairfield County. Shout out to the 203. Shout out to Bridgeport, Connecticut, in the building tomorrow. And he'll have tomorrow Dave Matthews and Brandy Carlisle. I don't know if he does any other vocal support for other acts at Farm Aid. I don't know if he does Head in the Heart. I don't know. I don't think he doesn't. And by the way, Rab is doing his thing with Lizzo as well. Okay, Rab is going all over this music world. He's Justin Timberlake, right? Just so many people he's working with and helping vocally to be at their best. But it's, again, I'm guessing he'll fly up to Connecticut with Brandy and Dave. Maybe he won't, but I think he will. That's my best guess that we will see him there. But he did go live during So Damn Lucky, a great version always with Dave and Tim. Now we get to the Ocean in the Butterfly. Tyler says it's the highlight of the night. I love the way this song sounds in general. With Dave and Tim, you really get to appreciate Dave's chord playing, and then Tim just dancing all over this, but not impeding Dave, which is the biggest difference between the full band and Dave and Tim. Is Tim never steps over Dave. He only compliments Dave, and then he has his solos where that's Tim's time. But I love that this is getting in rotation. I would think this is going to be a song on the new album, given its constant play. Now, that is never a guarantee. We saw what happened to Bismarck. That was very sad. And if you don't know, Bismarck is a song that came out 2016. People liked it. Hey, it'll probably be, maybe we'll get it on Come Tomorrow. Nope, in 2018, it is not on the album despite getting a lot of play. We've seen this with many songs, right? We've seen the entire years where songs aren't really considered for an album. Some have made it to companion albums and EPs, but you know, some of these years, these 06 and 04 songs, many of them, not all of them, but many of them were ignored as far as a studio output. So I hope Ocean the Butterfly makes it. This was a song when I first heard it during the pandemic in 2020. Dave was doing live streams of various kinds. I was not really a fan of it, but I heard it live last year at the Gorge, and I immediately in person at the venue listening to it loved the song. We get to Line Our Graves, and again, just like the most of the tour this year, no reprise. Not the I can't believe that we would lie in our grave. So we don't get that. We don't get that. They just do it as that. And hey, I don't mind that. I don't mind, leaving us on a cliffhanger, right? We get Grace Street third verse back, and now Line Our Graves is, they kind of holding it. I think it's cool. And when he actually does it again, we'll be like, hey, we'll go nuts, right? Get to Crush. Crush. Another song with an acoustic guitar. Sounds amazing. And bear with me, there's fireworks going off somewhere around my neighborhood, around my city. Shout out to the 860, Hartford County, Connecticut. What up? So I'm like hearing. That's why I got this up. I was like, I wasn't sure if there was something going on or whatever. Sirius XM. Where can you see the show? YouTube. Go to the Farm Aid YouTube channel. You can watch it on replay. I'm not gonna play it on here. Just last year I got away with it. I just out of respect for I want you guys to go to that, help get their views up, and hit the like button for them. Hit the like button for me as well. All 9 of y'all hit the like button here as well. Support the channel. Hit the like button. But yeah, Farm Aid and Tony, see, I'll send you a link after this. You can watch it on YouTube, the Farm Aid YouTube, or Sirius XM. Sirius XM channel 30 has it on. I think Outlaw Radio has it on as well. But the YouTube one, you can go back. You can go back on the YouTube one. That's why I would say go to YouTube. Sirius XM is live. There's limited, like you can go an hour back, but it's better to go on YouTube. You're welcome, Tony. See, hopefully you get that stream. But Liner Crush was great, and after Crush, Dave says, "Hey, you could hear him. Maybe like some mic picked it up. He says Ants or Gray Street, and I think Tim must have said Gray Street because they went with Gray Street. I think that's the better call. With that third verse, Gray Street is just an amazing song. Ants is cool, but ending on Gray Street is just beautiful." Dave with the 6 string. So full band, he plays the 12 string, standard tuning guitar. With just Dave and Tim, he does his 6 string acoustic. So great set. Again, you can't go wrong with what they play. This is a festival or fundraising concert, not a festival, a fundraising concert for America's farmers. They typically do not go into the deep cuts, but the biggest difference between a full band festival and a Dave and Tim festival is just, to me, as I said earlier, Dave and Tim really shows you what Dave Matthews can do and what Tim Reynolds can do when they're isolated. A full band show is awesome, but when it's a cookie cutter set list, not my cup of tea, really, unless it's in my, like, the only reason I would go to a festival on purpose is if it was in the state of Connecticut to kind of do my whole thing. If a show's in Connecticut, I do everything I can, barring a family emergency or sickness, to go to that show. I'm glad Sound on Sound has Dave and Tim. I'm glad it wasn't the full band, especially after this rigorous tour. I'm excited for tomorrow as Dave and Tim will take the PJ from Raleigh, Durham to Bridgeport, Connecticut. This is awesome because Farm Aid, it went just like the Whalers. They went from Hartford last year and they went to Raleigh. Okay. But now Dave and Tim will go from Raleigh back to Connecticut. And we need the Whalers back in Connecticut, but that probably never happened. If I fall upon $1 billion, I will do everything I can to try to get a hockey team back in Hartford or in Connecticut in general, but highly unlikely. So, hey, Elon, if you want to give me $1 billion to get a team, actually, I may need more than $1 billion at this point. And I may need a couple billion just to live on, Anyway, I digress. And Tim Reynolds just is better on acoustic, in my opinion, with what Dave does. So great set. You got some other people coming up, John Mellencamp, and Willie Nelson and family. You guys can watch this after on YouTube. It'll be able to be replayed. Just go to YouTube and search Farm Aid and subscribe to the channel. Support them. Hit the like button over there. Neil Young is not performing due to the C-19 pandemic. This is his own personal choice. This year, it seems a little more discouraging for a lot of fans because of the fact that, the vaccine is readily available. The rates and the severity of people's symptoms are down. People are still going to the hospital because, make no mistake about it, I don't want to get into politics of that. But, to his credit, Neil Young has not been hypocritical about this whole thing, and he's really done it to a certain extreme. You can agree or disagree, but you got to respect his consistency about this. We've seen a lot of people flip scripts and change up things and say, celebrities say one thing and do the other. But Neil Young has said he's not performing for any time soon. He said he kind of wanted this thing to end where it's not even an issue. we have some sort of permanent resolution, and he's not touring. And he's not touring. Period. He's missing out on millions upon millions of dollars to really be a man of his word. To really be a man of his word, and we don't see a lot of that in today's world, regardless of your viewpoint. All right, that's Dave and Tim. I do want to give you guys a look and tell your friends we're going to look at some of the ticket situations with the fall tour. I want to look at some of this, and then I will be out of your way. But let's take a look here at some of the fall tour setups. And you guys are going to be surprised, unless you guys were on my Twitter page earlier. You guys may be a little bit shocked. You guys may be a little bit shocked at what's going on with the ticket situation. Also of note, I put this on. This was on Twitter. The interesting thing here, the band has played in Severity. Oh, holy! Erica was shout out to my friend Katz of Seinfeld, aka Eric. Oof. And this is what I've heard. Okay. So if you guys, let's take a very brief break and let's look at Sound on Sound 2022. Then we'll look at the ticket situation. Let me just put this on the bottom. We're gonna put this in a pin, and then we're going to get back to it a little later. Coming up. Okay. So we're gonna look. Let's look at this because many of you guys are going to Sound on Sound. So let's take a look at what's going on. I'll post this to Ants Marching, to everyone on Ants Marching. What up to y'all? We have some great debates. Sometimes, I get a little petty, but hey, it's all love. All right, so we're going to look at Sound on Sound Day 1 reaction. Sound on Sound Day 1 reaction. Dave and Tim to headline Day 2. All right, let's take a look. So here's the thing. Shout out to William, who's going both nights. He's saying this place is Firefest 2.0. I'm going to pull up my Facebook on the side. Some of you guys are my friends. By the way, just a quick thing, if I don't accept you on Facebook, just keep in mind, some fans I have accepted, some of you, especially guys I've met, it is more of a personal thing for me. I use my, I'm not, trying to, it's just something that's better for family and loved ones. I know it's still a public forum, but I really don't like to have everyone on this because it's a more personal thing. So don't take offense. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's the best place to find your boy. But I'm going to take a screenshot of some of this. Okay, but look at what Williams says right here. He says this is Firefest 2.0.
No.
Firefest 2.0. So he's saying, oh, yes, musical acts are amazing, but the sound mix is S. Bleep, 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 bleep. Oversold by 300%. Can't move anything. Beer line, 45 minutes, 45 to 90 minutes.
Bruh.
Food line worse. I could go on. Feels like episode 2 of a documentary right before it gets horrible. And hey, there's our boy. Shout out. He's commenting on there. So that is Craig. Craig is right there saying, "Oh no." That is scary. Now let me see, guys. I've been following this thing. It's been a wonderful weekend, just so far for me, hanging out with loved ones and hanging out around my city. doing mentoring the young men in my city. I love Hartford, Connecticut. Shout out to this area. Um, and anyway, okay, guys, I'm gonna do these screenshots just to because again, I don't want you guys to see my Facebook, and this is just again, it's a personal thing. If you're already there, whatever. Okay, so let's look at some of this stuff. This is Sound on Sound. Anthony, great to see you. Anthony, are you going to Sound on Sound? Are you back in Connecticut? Like, so I'll text you after, Anthony. But okay. This is a bleep show. So this is the common curse word for this. They ran out of beer. Watched them sell 12 unopened to one person, giving boxes for people to carry unopened beverages off. Long lines, unreasonably long. GA Plus is a total waste of money. If I wanted to watch a concert on a Oh my God. If I wanted to watch a concert on a screen, I'd do that from home. It's almost as the organizers were, oh, dude, I bet I can do a music festival. Think of the money. Just some talent food and beverage vendors. It'll be great. And then they didn't bother to consult with people who have done this for years. It's a mess. Do better, especially with these ridiculous prices. Wow. Woo. Wow. And listen, just to be fully clear, and I, again, I'm Hartford born and raised. I'm Connecticut to the end. I still live here. I still pay the taxes. I love Connecticut as much as I do sometimes complain about certain things. I love it here. We're halfway between Boston and New York. I want live music like this to succeed. That's why I purchased a festival ticket for over 200 bucks after fees. Now, again, I invest in a lot of different things music wise, but when I'm paying for a wedding, this could have been something I didn't have to pay for. I could have said, "Listen, I'll just skip Dave and Tim." Well, actually, no. Well, that's why I'm going. But anyway, the point is, I wanted to support this festival. I wanted to buy a 2-day pass, even if I was only going to go for part of day one. But this thing has been overpriced. It's cost more per day than Boston Calling and some other prominent festivals that have bigger lineups in a better overall solid lineup. There's been concerns about the seat maps. There's been concerns about what GA Plus was and what the benefits were. There was a concern about, various concerns. What can I bring in? Where can I put lawn chairs? There's been frustration about one of the things I'll show you guys here. Let me take another screenshot. And but the VIP area, you can't bring lawn chairs. Now, many times at the front of any festival, you can't bring lawn chairs. Like if you look at a festival right by the stage, that close area, like which is pretty much a front pit, you can't bring. But some people, like there was no clarity on that. That's another kind of minor thing. All right. And listen, guys, I just hope it gets better for Deep. I'm also hoping people just don't show up tomorrow. I really am. I hope that I'm just because I want whoever's there to have food and what. Like, if this thing is oversold, I'm concerned. So I'm trying to make it home to my family. You know what I mean? Like, forget like concerts are great, but this is all right. So we got this Sandra D. We have flown in from Austin and spent a lot of money for this 2-day concert. I understand this is the first sound by sound, but please, please, please mark areas for walkways, mark boundaries for chair areas. Most importantly, link the speakers for people on either side to hear the other artists. We only came to see Dave and Tim, but the poor organization of this festival has us thinking way too much about strategy to stay safe with access to exits and or restrooms. There was plenty of unused space that could be used for added restrooms or water stations. Tomorrow, we do not plan to purchase any drinks or food at this rate. It's not worth the headache. Praying to God everyone stays safe. And what's heartbreaking about this, shout out to again the folks on Ants Marching. There were people, I was very shocked at the people traveling for this festival. I know people love Dave and Tim, but she's coming from Austin. They could have easily went to Ocean's Calling, which is down the block closer to Austin. You can fly into well, maybe not Ocean City itself, but you could fly into somewhere in Maryland and just drive, go to the Eastern Shore. You could fly into Virginia Beach and drive up the Eastern Shore of Virginia into Ocean City. I was very shocked at how many people on the Ants Marching and other forums were asking me about recommendations for food and what to do in Connecticut. I was happy about that, but this is not the Connecticut I want them to see. I want them to see the one thing that Connecticut has. If you've never been, Craig, I know you've never. I don't know if you've been over into across the pond to the states, but one thing that Connecticut does well is concerts. We got Dave and Tim at the Oakdale in Wallingford, Connecticut. No one's ever heard of Wallingford, Connecticut unless you have that poster or you were trying to go to that show. Why? Because our concert promoters, Jimmy K, who's running this with other people that have ran festivals like Governor's Ball, I believe, they're known to do great things for the artists. That's why Rush goes to the Hartford Civic Center back in the 80s. That's why the Grateful Dead in 1977 played one of their most, well purchased live releases, Hartford 77 to Terrapin. Flash forward to when we built the Meadows Music Theater in the 90s, and so many acts loved it. The lawn has 25,000 people that can fit on it. Now it's down to about 22,000, I think. But it is anyway, I just said it's just people love Connecticut for the Hartford venue. Bridgeport, by this festival, there's a Hartford held amphitheater, and it's only about 15,000 people. Rest in peace to Taylor Hawkins. The Foo Fighters played that small venue. It was one of the smallest venues on their tour. They played a 15,000 person amphitheater. I think it was maybe a little smaller than that. It's a very small amphitheater, but it's not like the size that D&B would really play. Actually, I think it's less than that. Let me look up that. Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater. Capacity. Used to be a baseball park or a minor league baseball team. Oh, this is only a 5,700. It's a 5,700 seat amphitheater. It's not even that. It's 5,700 people. And I think it can expand a little bit. Yeah, it's a very small venue. But the point is, people are going to that venue. Now, that is being run well. Am I going to MSG? Yes, I have uppers for MSG Night 2. I will be at MSG Night 2 in the back of the back. I don't care. I just want to be in there. I could have not gotten a ticket. I feel blessed to have a warehouse upper in the nosebleeds, about 11 rows up in the 200, which is almost at the roof, but I don't care. I'm excited. I know if I was upset about it, someone else would love to take it, and I feel blessed. But so this is one. Let's take a look. I'm going to look at some other ones here on Facebook, and you guys can go. If you're on Facebook, just look up Sound on Sound, Sound on Sound CT. Everyone's saying this thing is tight. And again, this was an expense. Guys, I'm telling you, the thing about Hartford that's great too, people come to Hartford because in Bridgeport is an hour south. Bridgeport is an hour, about 45, 50 minutes, I would say. Actually, yeah, depending on where you are in Hartford, right? but it's about an hour south of Hartford, and it's past New Haven where Yale University is, and it's closer to New York. It's about an hour and a half to the city, I believe. Um, yeah, because it's 2.5 from Hartford County, Hartford Center. So anyway, this is disgusting too. There's someone says there's no toilet paper at water sanitation stations, not enough vendors, 3-hour drink lines, and poor lighting of the grounds. That is scary. I will be making sure that I'm looking after people that I'm there with. And if there's bad lighting, especially for the women we are with, we want to make sure they're safe. And men too. Anyone can be. If there's bad lighting, that is not good. But I will be sticking with the group I'm with, and bad lighting is not. I wonder if Dave and Tim. I really listen, I, guys. I'm reacting to this live. I heard some stuff, but now I'm like really seeing this. I would rather drive an hour, and I know some people have come from across the country. If this thing is not safe, I'd rather them just cancel. Like if it's really bad and they can't do this, cancel the thing. I'm sorry. Like again, I love concerts. I want to go home safe to my loved ones. Okay. I don't want people to be in an unsafe environment, especially if they're traveling by themselves or they're traveling in a pack of two and maybe they're more vulnerable than I am rolling with my squad of 2 cars I'm gonna be with at the festival tomorrow. This is not good. This is not. And again, I don't want to. This is not like, oh, I want to just smack, bash sound on sound CT. I am Connecticut. I love everything. I was at the last Whalers game at 6.5 years old. I just was at the WNBA finals at Mohegan Sun, where the Connecticut Sun were playing to force a pivotal game 5. They lost and the Aces won. But I've been to that. I go to pretty much every big UConn parade. I've been to the dual championship parades in '99 and 2000. Oh, no. Dual championship was '04 and 2014. I was at the first men's parade in '99. I've been to some of the women's only parades because I love both the men and women's basketball teams. I go to the Yard Goats. I go to UConn Sports when UConn is playing when they played in the Elite Eight and down in New York City, not too far, I was there. I love Connecticut, but this is not good. This is not the wave. This is not the wave. This is not the wave. It's not good. It's not good. Um, but thank you, William, if you're watching this replay. Thank you for letting us know. Um, Someone says they're glad they overpaid for VIP. Completely overcrowded and takes forever to get a bleeping drink. Forget food. Well, Uber Eats delivered to the gate. Oh my god! And again, I'm laughing, but this is like some of this is not funny. I'm just like, whew, this is whew, this is not good. Um, and the crazy thing is like when the gates opened, there's one post says it's absolutely beautiful here. You guys did a great job with everything, and the staff has been amazing. But please turn up the volume. So initially, and I saw that comment. So initially, this thing was, um, the biggest complaint off the gate, literally into the gate, was the sound. But then the bathroom and all the other stuff, the bathroom and sanitation, the food, the drinks, that was added on. Um, So I don't know what I wasn't expected to go over sound on sound. I was gonna wait to get people's responses after the show, but this is bad. This is, and I know they're working to resolve these issues, and I know these people are human that are working the festival. That's why I'm not gonna take personal attacks, even though I'm disappointed in what the staff's done, and I'm disappointed because the people that run this festival and get things to Connecticut, they're typically on point. And some of them have done festivals in New York City. That's not an easy place to do a festival. Bridgeport's easier in the sense that all the red tape in New York City just to get a festival is hard. So this is very, very concerning. Um, this is very concerning. For tomorrow, I just hope less people come tomorrow. I hope that people for Stevie Nicks that were only there for that day. A lot of times Sundays is a less crowded show for when a festival has a Saturday Sunday or a band does a Saturday Sunday or Friday Saturday Sunday. People who went to the Fish shows in AC, and I was at Alpine for Saturday Sunday. West Palm Beach, the same thing. The Saturday Sunday. The Sunday one is less. That's typically the wave because Sunday's a travel day. People go out more on Saturdays, and many times the lineup is big. Like Stevie Nicks, I know. I mean, you could argue Dave Matthews Band would have been big, but Stevie Nicks is just an icon. She's a legend. I think obviously that's why she's on the Saturday. Craig says, with reaction like this, is it likely Dave Matthews management see this and pull out? It's possible. Now, keep in mind, Railbird, thank you to the awesome people, all my friends on Twitter who give me these reports and at me or tag me in this stuff, because we had some friends in Kentucky that went to Railbird. Now, here's the thing. Let me show you this set list, okay? Now, last year, Two Step was still, at the time, it was not being played as much, right? If we go to Railbird in Kentucky, let's see, where is that show? That's 2021. Neyland, Kentucky. There was a lot of issues with night one of this, or day one, and this was a this was a Saturday, Sunday as well. Now, some of this had to do with water. I think Sound on Sound sounds worse. The issue with Neyland, Kentucky was they didn't have enough water. Now, this was late August in Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky. And so it was extremely hot and humid and oppressive. Now, I believe this is why they opened with Two Step. I believe that they heard about what happened night one, and they had the rare Two Step opener in a time where, again, there was only 5 Two Steps played on this tour. In the summer tour, it's only 5 Two Steps. Again, this year we got a lot of them. I believe that Two Step was because of what they heard of night one. They may have mentioned that. I don't quote me on that, but I think the band Dave may have mentioned something about night one. But I think that was because of what happened night one. So DNB Mamas, Dave and Tim played at Farm Aid. Tomorrow they're going to be at Sound on Sound CT unless they pull the plug. I'll tell you this. I will, again, I'm just hypotheticals. If Dave and Tim pull out and there's a partial festival, I will still give this a chance. If this is a mess, I will literally get an Uber back to my friends, back to the where we're all meeting up, and just drive home. If it's a mess, I will Uber back to my own meeting spot, get in my car, and I'm out of there. I'll make sure everyone else is accounted for. If anyone wants to leave with me, I'll drive them back home if they got a ride, because I'm meeting up with a crew of awesome people, and I look forward to hanging with them tomorrow. If we need to just chill at the beach, I'm going to not obviously not the beach where they're doing Sound on Sound. I will go to another beach in Connecticut. I'm telling you, this is not worth. If this is, and again, this doesn't seem, like William. He's not dramatic. Shout out to William. He's not going to say this stuff. He's not going to be over dramatic first world pop. This must be serious. Anthony's right. CT does have a great jazz and classical music scene. Absolutely. And like I've said, Anthony, the Hart School of Music, a lot of people came from that Hart School of Music. I believe, isn't there someone, there's some people, I mean, obviously some people from UHart have gone on to big things. Isn't, it's not James Casey. There's somebody who just joined with, it may have been Tab, Trey Anastasio band, who was from UHart or another band. Was it the Revival? There was somebody I saw locally. Yes, we have a great jazz, and the CT Jazz Fest is amazing. It is amazing. We have a lot of great families of musicians in Connecticut that I've known growing up. Yeah, well, Ben the sax guy. Yes, Ben the sax guy. I actually talked to him, Anthony, because I was telling him about. He saw my post. I had a video post about the last stop in the Nothing But a G thing interpolation from last year, and he started messaging me. I started talking to him on the side, but so Ben the sax, I've actually talked to him, and I was telling him about all my connections, or not all my connections, but all the people in the Hartford music scene and my days growing up playing clarinet and loving symphonic bands, playing woodwinds. So, but yeah, Ben, it's not Ben, it's somebody else. I can't remember what band it was, but I think it was a bass player, and James Casey plays a sax. I don't think he went to UR. James Casey is the legend. There was somebody who came, I don't know. But anyway, I hope they clean this up. I really do. I really hope they clean this up because this is not good. Um, I'm gonna have to check in with the people I'm supposed to go with and see how they feel because some of them I went this tonight. Um, this is not good, and I know they're trying to fill it. They're not gonna be like, "Hey, we failed." You're not gonna see that on the social media, but this is not good for Connecticut. This is not good. This is the taste people are gonna feel about Connecticut. And there's people in the comments. Can anyone comment on Terrace VIP? I thought they would have had, and the other thing is, it sounds like, so the setup of the Sound on Sound stage. No, DMB Mamas. If you go onto YouTube, you can watch the replay. They played around 8. They started a little before 8, I believe, around the 8 p.m. dial. But if you go back on the Farm Aid YouTube page, you can watch it. It'll be available all night. So I would watch it tonight after this stream. A potential pullout. So DMB Mamas, just for anyone watching. Yeah, Dave and Tim was tonight. They played Farm Aid tonight. Tomorrow is Sound on Sound. I don't know anything about them pulling out of Sound on Sound, but the way that they're talking about Sound on Sound sounds bad. Like this thing is oversold. It was not ready for the crowd. I honestly think the festival field was too small. If they're saying they're supposed to have 30,000 fans, where they have the setup is very small. The park that it's at and where it is in the park. That's the only thing. I think they just, in the GA is, yeah, 300% oversold. This would have also just been better if they put it in the Hartford, the Xfinity Theater or something. I here's the thing too. I'll say this about festivals. I love how and I didn't go to any of these shows, but I've talked to people who went to the Caravan and some of them, it was the best shows of their life. I liked how they did the Gorge at the Gorge. I think more festivals need to be at amphitheaters on weekends they don't have any shows. I just love the idea of being able to buy a seat, and if you can't make a seat, you get lawn. I know sometimes in the lawn it can be a long day, but it's going to be a long day in the sun if you're on a field. I love the elevation of an amphitheater. Hey, even have it at a football or baseball park. Even if you're miles away, at least you have a seat. My problem with festivals, even when they ran well, is you're in this giant GA area, or you got to pay $1 billion to sit in the GA. I'd rather see a couple of these acts by themselves than to pay and see them all at once. Although the music is phenomenal, they got a lot of good acts. They just got to get their act together. You know what I'm saying? So more to come on this. I will I will get to this. I will get to this in a second. Let me send this to Erica. Erica, I want you to join us. Let's see. I am live talking about it. Come join. All right. Well, let me put this link here. This is I mean, we can get, listen, we'll get to this. We'll get to the seating maps. Okay. We can do that even tomorrow. This is a very, let me take this ticker off. Listen, we'll get to it. We may just get to this tomorrow. But this is, I mean, this is, again, I'm rooting for this to be successful. Like I said, I know I keep saying that. I'm in shock. This is live. I didn't plan this. Okay. I thought I heard a couple things, and this is crazy. Someone says your festival has been I'll just read some of these comments. Your festival is the worst concert experience I've ever had. What a bleep show. Everyone's saying this S word. Give everyone their money back. Sound on sound, various dangerous situations, too crowded. I hope there are no serious injuries. No defined, so again, no defined walkways, illegal and dangerous amounts of alcohol given at one time. People were waiting literally hours for a beer. So it sounds like they were also giving people like a bunch of drinks that they were getting for their friends. Someone's like, no signage for bathrooms, no water to wash hands, no hand. Guys, I'm telling you, I may have to show up to this thing late, or just I'm going to talk to people that I'm with tonight and see what we're going to do. And now the dark, no lighting. I will not be back for Dave and Tim unless it's made safe. Guys, I stand fully when I say this, and it's not just women, but I know this is a big concern for women. I know this is a big concern for women. This same thing with college. When I used to go out with my ex-girlfriend and all her friends, I understand that this is a scary situation for women and men when you have bad lighting, when you're in a situation where there's bad sanitation, where there's people that are all drinking and upset. This is a scary thing for many people, because there are people in this world that will enter this festival even without a weapon, and can impact your life in a negative way. And I empathize with people who from the Woodstock documentaries to present day. And I love how there is a push to keep people safe. I can't remember the name of the organization, but they're at Humphreys McGee shows. And they try to keep everyone safe, regardless of their race, gender, sexual orientation. I want a safe environment for people at shows. Forget, and listen, like I said, I will walk out of this show. If there is a concern tomorrow, I will walk out. If people I'm with don't feel safe, I'm out of there. I will miss the show. Listen, hey, Brandy and Dave play, whatever. I really take this seriously. Yes, Martin Park, Bridgeport is dangerous to begin with. Yes, it is. And this is one of the areas. And listen, by the way, again, I'm somebody who I'm gonna keep it 100, right? I don't live in the cities. But I support the cities. City life is not, especially Hartford, Bridgeport, New Haven. But I will listen. I do what I can to make a difference in these cities when I can. Right? That's something my parents always taught me. I don't live in the city. I don't live in the hood or any. City life is not for me. But Bridgeport is a dangerous city. This is the one spot that I would actually, because you're so close to the highway. But Bridgeport is, whatever you want to say, instead, it's dangerous. It's the biggest city in Connecticut, by the way. Bridgeport is the biggest city. People think it's Hartford, New Haven. It's Bridgeport. And not everyone is here for this festival for good, but that's why you have security, you have lighting, you have, excuse me, my seltzer. I mean, again, I hope. This is going to have to be evaluated. Someone flew in from Idaho again. People really were, because you know what it was. Dave and Tim announced this thing. Dave and Tim announced they were doing this festival months before Ocean's Calling and all this other stuff. If you're watching this replay, if you're watching this, oh, Erica's on. Erica's from Fairfield. She's saying the area around Seaside is not safe. Okay, because you know this, but see, this is not my home. I'm in Harford County, and Erica, hey, thanks for joining. She is in Fairfield County, which is where Bridgeport's in Fairfield County. There's Harford County, New Haven County, Fairfield County, and then you get over to New York City, Westchester County. How you doing? That's more Long Island, Jersey. But I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm gonna go during the day, and if things get bad, I'm with people. We have a squad full of people. We're gonna look out for each other, and make sure that we get out of this thing safe. Oh, she's 10 minutes from Sound on Sound, so she know. Yeah, and I know you're not going. I know you have plans, and you want to stay away from crowds for that special event, special wedding that you got coming up. So Erica was gonna come with all of us, but she's got a wedding, wants to make sure. Not her wedding, but she's got an event that's coming up, and she doesn't make sure she's not around people and get the 19s. I get that. I know now you're definitely not coming unless Dave takes you backstage, right? Right. That's the thing is I'm like, hey, I may call Rab and be like, hey, Rab, I need to be backstage. I ain't being on the other side of the stage. I need to be backstage with y'all and the security. Otherwise, I'm not going to the show. Nah, I'm not. But this is. And we'll see what the news. This probably has to make news. All right. So Anthony says, my friend Eileen is there. She said sound was so messed up for one stage. Lines 1 hour long, running out of food, and can't walk anywhere. Oh, Eric, I'll call you an Uber because you won't have cell service. Wow. See, I've only been, just from my personal experience, I used to play hockey in Bridgeport, and now that arena, listen, that arena was in a spot. All right, it was in a spot. The Wonderland of Ice. Shout out to Fairfield County, Bridgeport, Wonderland of Ice. Oh man, that place was that was a spot. And like this prestigious prep school played there, Fairfield Prep. We beat them. My senior year. Yeah. Upset them. They were the number one team in the state, and then we axed them, and then we moved up to number one a couple weeks later. Anyway, I digress. But that's the other thing. If there's no sales, oh my god. Well, Eric, the group I'm going with, right? The crew from all the other, the lawn army people. I'm going with them, and so that's why I feel like I feel good. Like I'm gonna be with them, and we'll be in there, 2 cars deep, and if we need to leave, we need to leave, and I'll check in with the rest of the crew and Ruthie. This is wild. I was not. I knew that I was concerned about certain things, but the fact that this is how it is, this is bad. Yeah, we got to stick together. And I'll tell you this: if you're there, if you're traveling to Sound on Sound, and you feel uncomfortable, I would say leave before sunset. I would just say that. Get to the train station, get to wherever before sunset. Like I said, I'm gonna be with people. I'm gonna be sticking with them, right? Because this is no joke. I'm gonna stay tuned. Because listen, like I said, I would rather drive down there and it be canceled as I get to the meetup spot for everyone. I would rather that happen than them not have this. But let's see. Let's also look. Let's see if we can find. I'm gonna put my face back up here. Let's see. Sound on sound. Let's see what else is going on Twitter. Okay, let's see some of these posts here. I'm gonna retweet some of this stuff. Vendors out of food. And how did the fire marshal approve sound on sound festival design with absolutely no concourse pathway to get from viewing areas to services, food exits? It's a more forgiving crowd, but a total Woodstock 99 vibe. Disappointing. All right. Let me pull. Oh, sorry. Let me put these up because these are ones that I'll show you on my Twitter. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. I will probably clip this and just put the sound on sound as a separate video. This is wild. This is this is this is crazy. This I just can't believe this. Even understanding. Look at this. I don't even want my wife to tell me how much we paid for these sound on sound tickets. It was a lot and it was for 2 days. I still don't want to come back tomorrow with the rain. We've got Woodstock 99 potential. And this is serious. Someone's already had 2 panic attacks already. And again, I understand and I know people that have had panic attacks at shows, have had to go to the medical tent for a really well managed show. I'm worried about people's health. This is one right here. This was bad. So for Farm Aid 18, and I want to give Farm Aid credit because they changed it when they came in 21. I was at Farm Aid 18. I was pressed against the gate at the end of Xfinity. The lawn was oversold and they had too many chairs. In Farm Aid 2018, I had seats. I'm glad I had seats. I had seats in the back. But listen, I'd rather have my upper seats than be stuck. There were so many chairs. I think they underestimated how many people were going to bring lawn chairs, and the lawn was sold out. And it was very unsafe. Like it was hard, like because when Dave would do like at the Meadows, when Dave or someone like a country act used to sell out, and people still the country acts still do that. They still have sellouts. When there's a certain amount of lawn tickets sold, they don't allow lawn chairs. They'll let you go back to your car before you enter. They'll tell you, hey, turn around. They'll be around the lots. No lawn chairs. We've sold X amount of tickets. And Erica was there. I was there in 2018, most packed lawn ever. We were wedged way in the bottom of the lawn. It was if a crazy event went off, but that was a learning experience. And I think I don't think they realized how many people here had access to Hartford, Connecticut. It was the first Farm Aid that I can remember in Hartford at the Meadows. Maybe they had one before. I know they had one in Mansfield in 08. I think it was the only Hartford one at the time in 18. Then they did 21. He's saying this is worse. Awful, unsafe, dangerous, class action lawsuit coming. Sign me up. We are beyond. And guys, these are like when people are comparing this stuff. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is a picture. This is a picture. Look how tight this. Wow, that's not safe. And again, when you have lawn chairs, you really have to have the space. Most festivals have like the lawn chairs are in the back, the GA's in the front. I may just be listening. Listen, I may be at the gate, literally at the entrance exit gate, listening to Dave and Tim with a flashlight. Worst festival organization in 16 years. 40% of viewing areas covered in blankets and chairs, which pose an added safety hazard once dark. Sound on sound, money grab. I'm retweeting this. We're gonna retweet this just to give you guys some context there. Oh my god. Oh, guys, just warning. Please, if you don't want to see something, actually, I'm not even gonna. Oh my god, I'm not gonna show that. I'm not showing that. That picture. Just look up if you want to see it. Go on Sound CT hashtag Sound on Sound TT. I'm not even gonna show that. That is disgusting. I can't believe someone posted that, but it just I'm not even gonna show that. Nope. Uh-uh. This looks like this is the VIP area. This looks like it's VIP. So there's VIP in the front, and then because look at there's so much space. Wow. Guys, I'm telling you, the more I look at this, this is my real time read. This is not orchestrated. I didn't get it. I heard it was bad. I didn't know it was this bad. This is bad. People, oh, this is a little before, but these are the recent tweets. These are the top tweets. So someone, let's see what she's covering sound on sound for the CT post. So she's here early. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. And some people may not have. She stopped posting. So you know this is bad, or she doesn't have cell service. This is someone covering the festival. This is one act in. So this is what, and I thought, so this is what is the setup for sound on sound. Yeah, Martin says, glad I saved my money for MSG. This is the setup for sound on sound. Okay. So for sound on sound, there's two stages. Now, if you've ever been to the Vans Warped Tour, they do this on the main stage in the amphitheater that they're playing at. The stages are usually closer, though. They usually use the main stage of the amphitheater and split it in half. The problem with this looks like this stage has a whole screen in between the other stage, and there's screens on the side. So the whole point is, so that sound on sound, the closer stage right here to the blue with the blue, that is the one. That is the one that Dave and Tim and Stevie Nicks are going to end the night on. They swap stages. Every other performer is going to be on the other stage. So that way, when one act is performing on the blue stage, the orange stage is going to be, they have names. I can't remember the names. The other stage is going to be the stage that they're actually setting up the next act. So there's continuous music all day, which is awesome. And I've seen that with the Warped Tour. They do a back and forth. They split the stage in half, and they have bands perform on each side, because like most stages at an amphitheater are pretty big. They have a lot of space. So they split it in half, and they have, it's more punk and more smaller bands, and they do back and forth. I love that because you don't have to wait in between acts. There's the next act. They're saying the sound, ironically, sound on sound. Now, if you're not familiar with Connecticut, this is on Long Island Sound. Long Island Sound is the body of water between the southern part of Connecticut in Long Island, New York. And you go across the sound, that's the channel of water that pops through and then goes out to the Atlantic Ocean from Manhattan all the way east to the Atlantic Ocean. So that's why it's sound on sound. This is in the southern the southern portion of Connecticut, more southwestern Connecticut, because the northeast, the southeastern point is more up. It goes up into the east. So the sound, if you're at one stage, you can't hear the sound well on the other stage. They need to. I'm just saying this right now. They need to cancel this. They need to cancel this. And I'm telling you, I got a family. I got a fiance. They're probably gonna tell me don't go if they're watching this stream. They're like, "Yo, concert, it's not worth it. You're getting married and just said this is not worth the hassle or the danger." And it looks like there's no light. This is horrible. And the sad again, I wanted this to work. When I came on, I had a stream about some of the seat mapping. I was doing that as a critique. I may just grab the Dave and Tim poster and bounce. If they have it, I don't know if they're having a Dave and Tim poster. It's hit or miss. But I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you guys can't see this. I have a cool little light. Let's see if this will work. I got this cool glow stick at the game. But for real, I made. I don't know. And again, I don't care. And I feel for the fans who traveled. I feel for y'all. If you're watching this and you traveled out, I'm sorry. This is not what Connecticut does typically for music. I'm telling you that. This is not the character of the Connecticut music scene. But if you look here, again, you have this blue stage and you have this far stage. And the CT Post reporter, they probably listen, she probably writing a story right now. This is, but she's probably like, I ain't tweeting, I'm leaving, right? But she's an editor, and I love shout out to local journalists. I know the grind is hard for the local journalists, typically not paid that much. And look, Firefest 2.0 is trending. Yeah, there's whew. This is hmm. And I'm sure there's more people upset. They just can't. Their phone is dead or they don't have service. Wow. Let's see some of the. So this is just to give you guys some context. This was the map, right? And this is Long Island Sound right here. And so, and my concern was this. I was shocked. How do you get 30,000 people? And let me see. I'm going to bring up Google Maps too, just to show you guys something here. And what we'll do tomorrow, if this thing is canceled, I'm going to go over the ticket sales and we'll talk about Sound on Sound. I'll go live again. Listen, the ticket thing, and we can hold that off till tomorrow. Seaside Park, Bridgeport, Connecticut. So I'm going to show you guys an overhead. Okay. I'm going to show you guys an overhead, but let's go to the sound. First, we're going to go to the Sound on Sound website here because this is wild. Hey, if anyone's doing a documentary on this, hit me up. We'll work out something to allow you to use this footage of me reacting to this. For real, I'm saying because if this is as bad as it sounds, this needs to be covered. What was? Let's see if we can get. Let's go to the other Sound on Sound. And I'm going to show you guys exactly where this is. And you'll be able to see just from Google Maps, it'll give you an idea of how small this area is and how unlikely there's 30,000 people, even 20,000 people can fit in this area, the way the stages are set up. Let's see if we can get latest. This will give us some more. Oh my God. I have to skip over that thing. I don't know. Can you guys? Oh, you guys can still see that. Oh. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They could have had another set of. They need more speaker stacks and less screens. They got all these screens and then have speaker stacks. You angle them, you shoot them out each way. The lake is to the left of the orange stage. Yes. These are the latest, the breaking. So again, I'm sure a lot of people just don't have. Someone's got their farm aid. They got their Hartford farm aid. Their farm at Harvard. That's a Harvard Farm Aid shirt. Shout out to that. To them. The revolution will not. Let me pull up my IG. My IG will show this. Instagram. Excuse me. And this bubbly. This is just spark. This is just sparkling water seltzer. What it gets me. IG. There we go. Follow your boy on Instagram as well. Again, people are hitting me up on his phone. So I'm gonna have to about what's going on. So here we go. So if you guys notice, this is the little look at that lake. I want you guys to see exactly how small this is. Now you can kind of see this is a small area. How these are the stages. Let me pull up Google Maps right here. This is where they're having. That's the lake, right? And this is a permanent fixture right here in the center. This little track, this area is where everyone is, right? If we go back to this, so you can see Park Ave, Myrtle Ave, Linden Ave. Let's look at this. Park Ave, Marina Place, Linden Ave, right at the top of this screen, right? So it's even smaller than it looks on this little thing. This makes it seem like, oh, there's so much space, right? The east entrance is right where this road is, right here. That's where the east entrance is. The west entrance is over here. Again, all these fields, none of this is being included. Look at how much more space they have over here. Now, they wanted everything in the same spot, but this area here, this ball field is bigger than this area right here. Okay?
Bruh. What are you doing? What are you doing? Nope.
This space here is small. Now, again, maybe they couldn't clear this field. Maybe this property couldn't be utilized. Some of the parking is going to be over here too. But this is where it is. And look at this just to give you guys a vantage point. Seaside Park is right here. Long Island is here. And some people are taking the ferry you can take a ferry from here within about a quarter mile to a mile of where the venue is. There's a ferry you can take to Port Jefferson. And this is just to give you Seaside Park, that little red dot. This is Long Island. This is Connecticut, right? And then let's go over to Seaside Park. Yeah, let me check my weather app. There was severe storms. It would be cool to watch the show from the little lake. That's what Justin says. Yeah, just chill there instead of, just watch from the lake. Get a boat. I think the spot is this little lake, get a canoe or something and just listen to the music out there. Let's see. Let me look at the weather. So Martin, you're in New Haven County, the home of the best pizza in the country. And I was gonna wear my fish pizza shirt. The way as dirty as this festival is, I'm not rocking it at this thing. I'm gonna have to get some. Oh, it's saying 60% rain. Hold on, let's see. Or 40%. Oh, at 9 p.m., 60% chance of thunderstorms. I may just abandon. Guys, I'm telling you, there's rain. Ideally, I'd hope Dave and Tim cancel. This is bad. Let's see. Someone says you couldn't pay me to attend that event. Wow, guys, I'm telling you, this is wild. I couldn't even conceptualize. This is, I mean, this may be it. Again, I don't know what they do from here. I'm gonna keep my phone on and stay updated. I really don't know. I don't know if it's worth it to go out. Again, I just love seeing if Dave's within my state, right? Living in central Connecticut, I can get to any part of the state really within an hour and a half, if that, right? It's nice to be in Hartford. I love Hartford. You can go anywhere within an hour and a half, and Boston is 2 hours one way. New York is 2 hours. Well, Boston's for me, it's about an hour and a half, an hour 45. And New York is 2.5 hours with traffic, with lighter traffic. If it gets backed up to the accident, it may take 3. But it's about 2.5 with traffic to get into Manhattan. You can't beat that. I mean, most people don't live within 2 hours of New York. It's just, or as far as driving. In this festival, just to give you some idea, look how close it is to New York City. New York City is, well, I guess that's a little big, but I mean, that's from Seaside Park to New York, right? New York, an hour 15 with traffic, right? To get into the heart of New York. So this is very close to people in New York City, right? So you got people coming from New York, you got people coming from Long Island, the Port Jeff Ferry. Shout out to everyone in Long Island, Nassau County. What are the other counties? Nassau's close to here. I used to know all the counties. Shout out to Ronkonkoma, Stony Brook, Comac. I used to be a claims adjuster, so I handled auto claims on Long Island. What are the other counties? Suffolk, yeah, Suffolk, right? Yeah, Suffolk County. That's what it is. They have county police. I knew that from doing the auto claims. They have county police, and well, look at that line of red. That's probably people leaving. That's there. Oh, that's going from New York to the hour 18. There's still traffic. Yeah, a lot of traffic just to get back on. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, it's hour 18 from there. It's very close to New York, and you can take the train in. The train station is like up here. That's the train right there. So look at that. That's the train, and that's the park. You're about a mile walk from the actual stage, and even closer. Like the exit of the park's even closer. So that's the thing is people are taking the train. People are taking the everything. What are the other counties in New York? Let's see. Yeah, that's Suffolk's at the end. Um, Nassau is close to New York City. What's this county? There's another county right there. Oh, Suffolk. Maybe those are the only 2 counties. Is there another? Is it just Nassau and Suffolk? Oyster Bay. Oyster Bay is where isn't that where Billy Joel's from? I think he's from Oyster Bay. Shout out to Long Island. Very unique place. Very unique place. Long Island. All right, I mean, let's look at some other stuff. Sound on Sounds has completely oversold tickets, not enough vendors for the people, so can't get food, and it's really hard to get a drink. Lines are insane. They screwed up. No one's disagreeing. This thing is everyone's like, Twitter can be a very cool place. Everyone is agreeing. Everyone is agreeing with this. There's no one disagreeing. Oh, like I said, I'm gonna scroll by. I wish I could just cancel out that thing. Sound on Sound CT is a hot mess. The music was excellent outside of Zach Lane Bryan's set. Technical problems. He left after 4 songs. I'm sure Red Light Management is getting calls right now. I'm sure Red Light Management is getting calls, or they're calling people because they're looking to listen. You got Brandy Carlisle and Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds. Those are artists that those are 2 big artists from their large catalog of artists. And I don't think they want to be I don't think they want to be their artists to be subjected to stuff like this. Wow. This show has taken a turn from the awesomeness of Dave and Tim to sound on sound. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you out here in New York.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
Yeah, I'm at the Brooklyn.
Ho! Holla, holla, murder. Cheer. I'm focused, man. Young Hova, you heard? I'm focused, man.
Oh, we need Jay-Z. We need Jay-Z. Where's Ja Rule at a time like this? Where's Ja Rule at a time?
Holla, holla, it's murder.
I don't know. Whew, wow. Like I said, I'm shocked. Well, guys, I need to call it a night. I need to get some sleep and decide what I'm going to do from here, because I was planning to get there early and hang out with some people before. And thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Erica, for coming on and giving your insight, living right by the venue. Thank you for your insight. Martin from New Haven County, thank you for bringing up everything. Think about the winds and the storm, and I did see that. It looks like it went from 30% to 40% in the last couple hours. Anthony, DMB Mamas, Craig, Martin, Parker. Oh, I think I said you. Thank you for being on. Susie DMB, great to see you. I don't know if you're still on. Susie DMB, great to hear from you. Tony C was on. Connor, Tyler, great to see you guys on at the beginning. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah. This is wild. So I'll get to listen. We'll worry about the ticket sale. We can do that at another time. But I will say Boise, Idaho. Nampa, Idaho, which is a suburb of Boise, is Boise metropolitan area is selling well. I'll say that it is selling well. I would say ideally at this point, because here's the thing. Again, I feel for the people, but if people who are traveling across the country are saying this is a ripoff, I'd rather them get a refund, and I'd rather get to me, my money. Listen, I'll tell you, after fees, this thing was over $200. It was $179. Somehow them fees hit. You think Ticketmaster, but this sound on sound, they use front gate tickets, which if I remember, I think they stage front or front gate. I remember them from my StubHub days. I want to say they were combined with broker. I don't know. I don't want to say anything wrong. But them ticket fees, I'm telling you, think Ticketmaster bad. They said $179. Whatever I paid to get this thing shipped and the fees and and I hope everyone is safe. Number one, as we laugh in sarcasm, really, that's what we're doing. We're laughing in sarcasm because this just sounds like a joke. I really hope everyone is safe. I just want to say that. I hope people are safe. I feel for you guys who are out there. Again, festivals can be a lot. People pay a lot. There can be issues. The weather could not have been better today. And even with all that, people are just like, yeah, this is bad. So, again, that's the health and wellness and the safety of everyone is the most important thing to me. The safety of everything. Um, Thank you, Anthony says good luck tomorrow. And again, I may just cut some of this out or clip it and wow. We may have to edit this video, and I may do the day. I may just say this is sound on sound night one. This is a disaster. Oof. But we're seeing this live, and this is actually one of the good things about social media, to get this immediate reaction to warn people who are traveling in, for just Steve and Tim. This is wild. This is wild, and bring my clarinet and pray for good weather. Yeah. Actually, I don't know what happened to my clarinet. I think my parents, I don't know. And it wasn't like a professional clarinet. It was like a step above a beginner clarinet. Um, I really wish I stuck with it. I really wish I taught myself sax. I ended up going when I graduated. I was in honors band my senior year of high school. I went straight to guitar, learned how to play this instrument right here, and right here, you guys can see it. Don't give up, you. Don't give up, you need to go. Not to this festival. No, let me stop that. That's not funny. This is not funny, yo. This is crazy. This is like 41 vibes right here. I'll get off here. Stop playing. It's your boy Constance 34. What should I play? What should I play? I don't even really think there's really anything I could play. Let me see. I'll give you guys some. Oh, you know what I'll do? If you guys want to, I'll play some of my. Just some. Give you some of my spoken word to close out on this. We'll play some of my spoken word. Let's see. Let's see, we'll get something here. Yeah, we'll close out with this. Maybe I haven't. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a spoken word poet. I kind of still. I haven't. I performed. When was the last? I think I performed like Christmas of 2020. It was like a social distance, like only the performers there, and we did a stream. Let's see. Leave that on here. We'll close out with this. We'll do rant, and then maybe we'll do 20 something or something. All right, it's your boy Conserviz 34. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the latest on Sound CT as we get more details. Peace.
People watch drama-filled shows on TV. Then when the life is linear to the shows they see, they ask, why me? How could this ever be? Well, maybe if you didn't watch those shows, your life would be drama-free. I just get sick of people that whine and complain. Why don't you try to learn how to dance in the rain? Why don't you try to learn how to take pain instead of running away and just going insane? I'm sick of the people with the sad Facebook statuses every day. Stop acting like you're the only one with problems, okay? I'm not Green Day, so I don't have the time to listen to you whine about everything and nothing all at once. Now I can help you out if you give me a call. But don't write your problems on a social networking wall, because you let your doubters know that you were hurt and thin. So it's like you lose and they win. It's like you lose and they win. Now I know it's hard to believe in global warming, because this world can be a cold, cold place where you face critiques about how you look and get criticized for every little thing that you say. The torment never stops. People eat your confidence away. You're trying to dig yourself out of a hole while they pour dirt on you just to bury you alive. And how will you survive? Well, it's simple. You have to strive to keep going forward despite being an all-American reject. Repair, prepare, and move along strong, starting at the break of dawn. I'll tell you a dirty little secret, is that okay? You have to tell yourself that you will find a way. Stop saying, well, I suck or I'm gonna fail. That's like trying to send something without a stamp on it in the mail. It's bound to fail. Say, yes, I can, but fight to believe that, though. Hold on to this act of faith and don't you ever let go. Stop telling yourself about how hard your problems will be. And tell your problems, hey, this is why you don't want to ever mess with me. Some people wonder. They wonder why they become stronger after adversity. That's because tough times teach us to be all that we could be. That's because tough times teach us to be all that we could ever be. Those rough situations you're placed in, currently facing, dreams you are chasing, they teach us to be all that we